I was on YouTube, Daniel back here for another video. So I wanted to show you something quickly before I head out for a dinner. I'm currently at my dad's house. Sorry about the mess. I was doing some work, and now we're going to spend time tonight and tomorrow, and just basically have some good father-son time. But essentially, I want to speak to you guys about something that kind of came across my mind just recently. Most of the day, I think, was spent basically just trying to dial things down with my meals and stuff like that. But just recently, I basically came across a thought that I want to share with you guys because I think I maybe presented the lifestyle as something that's very lonely, which doesn't have to be, and that's basically your ability to have a relationship while on this journey. So this will be more for men towards dealing with women as opposed to vice versa. I feel like women, they get a little more leeway in that sense, and men have to kind of are more responsible for providing lifestyle excitement, stuff like that, adventure to the women they're dating, or else you can't really have a girl just sitting around and watching you do your thing and eat and be like, this is what's this. So basically, she'll get bored. Women want like in fun excitement, so you have to basically be able to provide that while also keeping on top of your discipline of being able to eat and stuff like that. So basically, what you have to begin to do is understand that the first thing that comes first is the authenticity of who you are and what you're doing with food. This is something you can't hide, and I think a lot of guys have this like maybe shame or like stigma of like trying to hide what they're doing and think it's like weakness, and you have to like lose that completely. Actually, women will respect you more for taking care of yourself as opposed to thinking it's like some kind of thing of weakness, or like you have to like you know cater your food towards your needs. I think before I had that mindset, but as soon as I got first off better overall with women, my relationships improved there. I just realized I just kind of owned it, and women actually started helping me more of like things to like look out for and stuff like that. So it's actually kind of creates a good dynamic, or like a teamwork dynamic of like trying to get everything handled with your nutrition. But essentially, in terms of the lifestyle, I think when I was doing it, speak from my experience because I can give you guys is essentially you have to be really dialed down on nutrition, and basically obviously have the ability to cook from home a lot. I think this is something that they should be normal for you and whoever you're dating. It's not something like some women expect to go out all the time, and that's something you can't be doing. And sometimes just make it fun. You guys can do like different cuisine stuff like that. Obviously, it has to be between what you're doing in terms of like whatever diet you're on. You can do like different recipes. Women like to like spice things up. That's actually something that they're really good at. Of like bring creativity, different ideas, different energy towards your life. I think for me personally, I always had like very not boring, but like just kind of straight to the point cooking of like salt, minimal like ingredients, but women are able to like cook and give you different recipes, stuff like that. So that's something that can add a different dynamic and will bring in a new perspective to what you're doing. So I would say that's number one. Don't feel the need to like take them out just because it's something that you feel like you have to do. You have to just, like I said, bring them into reality, and basically help them realize that what you're doing is actually the healthiest alternative, and not fall into the reality of like going out, buying bullshit food, junk food, and not taking care of yourself. So that's number one. Number two is being okay with sometimes saying no to times where you have to like do your thing in terms of like cleansing and just being alone. I think a lot of guys, especially in the beginning, they get really attached to the honeymoon phase and they want to like spend as much time with that person as possible. You have to basically have your boundaries in terms of when you're cleansing and stuff like that, which is something I'll talk about later. But being able to have your schedule of like the eating doesn't matter too much. You can like prep that, stuff like that, but like in terms of cleansing and the things you have to do to like exercise and move your body, move your lymphatic system, this is all stuff that is mandatory, and you can't be you know skipping out on that stuff because you want to spend time with your girl and just lay around or whatever you guys more or less you guys want to lounge around, or whatever activities you have to do. Basically, what you have to do comes first, and then everything else comes after. So it is possible. You have to just be very good with your time. You can have time, have good time management, and that will essentially help you with getting things started. Number three would be her family. knowing about it, because when you start to get closer with somebody, obviously, the honeymoon phase and stuff like that is the beginning, but then eventually, it comes to a point where, you start to meet each other's parents, stuff like that, and basically you hiding it from them, is the worst thing you can do, because you have to basically just succumb to the way they eat, and most people's eatings, like the way people eat, is basically just influenced by society and their culture, and I wouldn't say all cultures, but many cultures don't have the best, consideration for people in your position that is trying to like heal and stuff like that. So I think it's very, considered towards them as well, because everyone obviously wants to cater to the person that their daughter is dating, or if you're a girl watching their son. But I guess I won't apply too much as you. But essentially, you have to realize that, yeah, it's in their best interest to obviously take care of you. So as long, like, just be vulnerable. Like, I think the biggest limiting belief have to come, basically has to come from you, is like to lose this like fear of being judged by the family. I think this is one thing that I overcame, especially in the beginning, is just putting it out there and saying, this is who I am. You could get some judgment, and that's the whole thing. That's like the hardest part. So people might look at you weird if you're just eating certain foods and kind of like separating yourself from the pack. But this is we have to do, and this is the lifestyle you have to basically adopt if you want to do it without medication. And it brings a strong will, and this will help you with other things down the line, in terms of building a strong discipline, being able to say no to different things. And I would say the fourth one is have times where you don't stick to schedule. So what I mean by this is, don't take this too far, but there is a component of relieving stress when you're with somebody else, like significant other. Basically, you're able to have like oxytocin and stuff like that. Obviously, like, there's different chemicals that are going on, and then having someone that you're actually into de-stresses the body in many different ways that you won't basically understand until you're with that person for a long time. So basically, what I mean by this is, there's times where it is okay. I wouldn't say make this a habit, like I'm saying, but there's times where it's okay to like just let loose a little bit. I wouldn't say do the bad habits of like drugs or alcohol, but things in terms of food, and maybe having a meal. Like for me, I'll give you an example. Like, I used to never have like tiramisu, which is Italian dessert, all the time, and then obviously when I went on my diet, I changed that completely and stopped doing it. But then eventually, when I started dating a few people, I had bites to eat here and there. And if I was by myself and single, I wouldn't be doing this, because like I said, you don't have that component of stress relief when you're with somebody, and being able to essentially enjoy that person, and then get the benefit of, yeah, like the chemicals going on and stuff like that. So I think it's important to not be so rigid and so militant, and understand that that component is working in your favor. So you having one of those nights or days where you kind of just let loose, and then you can come back, it kind of brings a new like dynamic to your life. And like I said, the women that you're with have to understand that you're not just rigid and boring. Like, you have to make what you're doing fun and exciting, or else they won't stay with you. They want someone that's serious and just like, oh, I have to cleanse, and like I have to do this, and like they want someone that's like fun and able to make a good time out of things and have fun. So basically, you have to like sometimes let things go a little bit, and then know that it'll come back, because you have that person beside you. So those are the 5 that just came to mind now. This is not scripted at all. Basically, just something that came to my mind that I wanted to share. And if you don't know me, I should have said this in the beginning. My name is Daniel, and for the past 8 years, I've dealt with psoriasis and lived drug-free using just food. So I've reversed it and share what I know here, and to help you guys and also my clients that I do work with. So if you do like the video, like and subscribe, helps the channel grow. You can also find me on my Instagram. I'll put the description below. But in the meantime, hope you guys are well. The whole key to this is keeping it lighthearted and fun. This is like the rest of your life, and this is something that you have to begin to enjoy and make a lifestyle out of. And you can put people in there, and it is totally fine. So hope you liked the video. Hope you guys see you in the next one. If you stayed till the end, much love. Appreciate you guys. Other than that, all the best, and keep killing it.